Okay, what's up everybody? So today I'm going to be reviewing one of Neace'S games that just happened recently, and I'm going to be doing this just because obviously the gameplay Neace has is not like the main thing I care about. But I wanted to do this because so many people are saying that Neace is a insane macro level player, an insane micro level player, and that he's just going to hit Korean challengers. I want to do this to see are they right? Are they wrong? And I think this is going to be an interesting game because he is landing versus an Irelia. I'm an Irelia player. So I really have a lot to add on this matchup, and I do know how to play Irelia into the Trent matchup a decent amount, of course. And yeah, let's just get into this. Leave your thoughts down in the comments about what rank you think Neace will hit. And yeah.
I just got fucking juked so hard by the Zoe pick.
Alright, so looking at their comp, they have a pretty weird comp, and so he's running magic resist runes.
I thought for sure this was Zoe mid and Heimerdinger support Aurelia top, but whatever.
And so because of that, he decides to do this really troll strategy you're going to see in a minute. But he is going to try and go top to face the Heimerdinger and
I'll play the Heimerdinger then.
He wants the Kayle to face the Irelia, and he wants to face the Heimerdinger, which is a pretty interesting strategy here. Irelia, obviously one of the most famous Kayle counters, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense what Neace is saying here. Obviously, Tryndamere is also one of the best Irelia counters out there, as he can win very hard level 1.
Just us here.
And the magic resist runes do mean almost nothing. I mean, if you do the math, the extra magic resist is like what? Like, as opposed to armor, it's like what? Like 3% extra, like less damage taken. And so overall, when you have like 700 HP, that's like what? 20 HP total. That's never going to really decide many fights, so it doesn't mean much.
So I had to swap with Kayle. The picks but Kayle also has armor.
You did not have to swap with Kayle. Again, it's crazy to me that Neace is a coach and he thinks that armor and magic resist mean so much that you have to swap when you're pretty much trying to grief your matchups. He wants Kayle to match versus the Irelia and him to match versus Heimerdinger. Like, you counter Irelia, Irelia counters Kayle. Like, just think about it logically. The magic resist armor doesn't mean much, and this is something I want to point out because he's obviously a coach, and this macro decision is horrible. Now, obviously, if I were him here, I'd be trying to position up in this bush right here, because no matter who it is, Kayle or Irelia, I want to see what they're doing. I want to see if Heimerdinger is setting up turrets, and if it's Irelia, I want to try and cheese her level 1, because with lethal tempo second win, you always win it, even with magic resist. You're going to hard dominate it. Even if she has ignite, you're going to actually hard dominate it. So you want to be looking for a cheese here, but he's not doing that. He's just like trying to go mid here for some reason. But there's obviously not going to be much time. And now his E is on cooldown, so he has to go back to this bush. And he could be cheesing her right now, but because his E is on cooldown and because he's not willing to play aggro for some reason, he's staying back here, letting Irelia get stacks and not him getting his critical stacks. But he can still play aggressive here, because he can still beat her. Simply put, Tryndamere can out-stat stick Irelia. But he's playing this far back for some reason, as his rage is building up, which is way more valuable than Irelia stacks. And so he's getting pretty much out-traded here, and he's getting out-pushed. And so he's having no prio in a matchup he should very much have prio on. Now, obviously, Neace is not pinging his laner missing. His laner is missing here, but he's not pinging it. That's pretty interesting. And yep, she's appearing right on the minimap, right there. And she got a kill. And that's completely Neace's fault again. He should be having prio against Irelia. The wave should be pushed up all the way over here. But he did not do that because he is not playing well. He does not know the matchup. He does not know his champion. He thinks that magic resistant armor means too much. And because of that, his jungler died. His jungler is set behind so much. And it also will hurt Neace a little bit. Because obviously Irelia will miss some minions, but Irelia is going to get a little bit more gold, and it's going to set him behind a little bit.
It's a good roam by him.
That's all Neace's fault right there, pretty much. Mostly. 80% I would
But Jarvan should have just came top like I pinged instead of going mid.
Well, he got Zoe's flash mid. So that's probably what would have happened top. He probably would have got Irelia's flash if he came top. Alright, now he's pushing this wave kind of slow and in an awkward position, but it's going to hopefully crash here. Which is what you want so you can get a good recall off. But because he pushed it too slow, he cannot get a crash off, and Irelia can pull a little bit of a freeze here. This is obviously a mistake, and he autos a minion there, another mistake. So that's a micro and macro mistake right there. Or I don't know, like wave freezing, I guess it's not micro, but it's kind of a really micro and a less so like really micro lane decision plays. They both messed up. And so right here, you kind of have to recall if you don't feel like you can contest this. I think, yeah, you just have to recall here, but he's trying to contest this while he's being zoned off the XP.
It's kind of a weird position.
The wave is still going to push up, so I don't know why he's just not recalling here, and he's trying to contest this. It doesn't make very much sense to me. But it's not going to be the end of the world. Right here, he gets hit by the E. Just goes away. Obviously, it's really tragic if you're losing to Aurelia.
Oh, she still has flash. Fuck.
And then he doesn't flash away. I mean, even if Aurelia didn't flash forward, I think her W would have still hit him, so I don't know why Neace didn't flash there. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, this is whack. Because I don't have armor. That Zoe pick really fucked.
Yep, it's because you don't have armor. Like, literally, the difference in amount of damage taken is like 1%. You also have to consider Aurelia does a lot of magic damage through things like her E, her passive. Like, she does a lot of magic damage, not a whole lot, but as you can see, there is a little bit there. So overall, it will probably, out of that 946 damage, it would have probably made it be like 908 damage or something like that if he was running armor. Not even, okay? So it really doesn't mean very much. He should have been trying to cheese Aurelia level 1 and fight her, but instead he's not doing that.
Really confused me in this game.
I mean, does this look like the gameplay of a Challenger Tryndamere OTP? I don't know. But let's continue to see what's going on. Obviously, it's just one mistake. It doesn't mean very much yet. His team is only 0-2. Even though both
yeah, Jarvis should have just came top when I pinged it instead of going mid.
Now he's blaming his jungler who got Zoe's flash when he came mid for not going top. That's pretty disgusting stuff to blame the jungler there when the jungler actually
Or someone who never gets a kill. He could have snowballed through top. I'd be in Aurelia's position right now if he did that.
No, you would be in Aurelia's position if you played this lane well, at least. And again, let's get into the... I'm going to go in... After this game, I'm going to get into some comments. Neace made... I actually commented in his chat about what he did wrong.
He ignored my pings, though, so he kind of...
Neace was saying, like, there's nothing I did wrong, and then he banned me from the chat and deleted my comment and did not reply to it, and then stole my ideas and tried to claim they were his own, pretty much. But yeah, that's some pretty interesting stuff, but let's obviously just focus on this for now.
Deserves to lose, too.
But I just wanted to let you all know that in the future, that's what we have to look forward to in this review here.
But
And he gets outplayed here completely. Has to use his flash. That's okay, you can recall here. As you can see, Neace was unwilling to walk back a proper distance to recall, so now he's going to have to sacrifice a lot more. And he does the same thing again. Ooh. Obviously, this is just
wow, I'm fucking not paying attention.
Ego, I guess you could say.
This kid's doing a really good job.
He just was not willing to drop the farm and walk back as far as he needed to. That's another mistake, obviously. That's a tough one because, you know, sometimes when you're really tilted, you don't want to walk back all the way. But then let's see what he does here. He obviously messed that up, but he says, J4, you should go top level 2. Now he's blaming his jungle because Neace himself threw his own lane. It was not J4 that threw your lane, Neace. Neither jungler affected your lane at all.
That was
you should have won it.
By me dying. I think we just lose.
Yeah, Neace, you lose.
I should have went to mid anyways, I guess.
This is incorrect.
I thought that it was going to be...
He wants to be versus a Zoe instead of an Aurelia. You should be wanting to play versus an Aurelia on Tryndamere, even if you're running Magic Resist. Again, you can choose her. Neace didn't do that. Neace wasted his E. He didn't fight her level 1. That's all really stupid.
Aurelia, look at this. Look at the fucking scoreboard.
Yeah, you fed her. You're down 20 CS.
That's so weird.
Counter matchup.
That means that they, like, swapped picks.
Obviously getting pretty tilted here, pinging. A gank wouldn't do a whole lot here, let's be honest. The wave is already pushing to Neace. He has an ult. There's no way he can really die here unless he makes a big mistake. And Neace is just staying in his lane. Not trying to help his jungler, by the way, when he can do that. Now he's trying to fight her for some reason. I don't understand why. The wave was literally just about to crash. Try to take it. And if they try to die, if you just use your ult. Now you're 100% dead here. Because you just wasted your ult, simply put. Look, if anyone comes here, he's just gonna die. And yep, Lee Sin came.
If I'd gotten the Q off, maybe. Are all my teammates just like first timing though? Seriously, what is going on today?
Now Neace is saying that are all my teammates first timing after obviously making once again another mistake to lead to another death here. And let's look at that. Are they? And the answer to that is the only person on his team first timing is his Varus. And his Varus is actually on an account with only 56 games, so it's probably not the main account of this player. And the same thing could be actually said for their Ashe. I believe their Ashe was actually first timing Ashe. Yep, she was. So once again, it's not first timing. He has only one player first timing, and again, they've probably played that champion numerous other times this season, just not on this account. And again, it's just crazy stuff to say here because like a lot of people on their team aren't OTPing to like, look, this Lee Sin, he doesn't play Lee Sin most games he plays. Like this is the only Lee Sin game you can see here. It's just his teammates are not more first timing any more than the other people. I just wanted to point that out there because he's trying to claim that for some reason.
None of these guys seem to have like I'm getting shit on this game, but for real.
Yeah, and look, he admits he's getting shit on here. So that means he's at least not delusional enough to think he's playing well. But he is unwilling or unable to accept that it's not just his fault, that his team is not horrible too. I mean, that he's not horrible, and it's kind of affecting his team. Not to say that his team is playing perfectly, but
that's kind of what's happening. Kale is serious. This Jarvan means Velveth. Like, what is going on? Why is he? I know it wasn't banned.
Just because someone plays something that wasn't quite their main doesn't mean they're trolling, and people play their main.
He's a Jarvan player now?
I mean, as I showed, the Lee Sin was not on his main either.
This sucks.
Yep, and look, someone in the comments says, bro, 0-3-0, 46 CS at 9 minutes and blaming teammates.
It shows mid Aurelia, Heimerdinger top.
I would completely agree. And he's still blaming like the matchmaking too. He's like, oh my god, I thought I was versus an AP champ. Again, you want to be versus Aurelia. It doesn't matter. But yeah, look, this guy, James Robert Rael Jr., he knows what's going on. He's a smart guy.
And it's actually Heimerdinger's support.
He's just blaming anything other than his own faulty decision making. Because this game, it literally is his own faulty decision making.
It's not the weekend here. It's Monday. But yeah, we just lose this game.
Like him being gapped led to his jungle dying. It led to him dying multiple times. It led to Lee Sin getting kills. It literally fed so many people.
I got juked. This whole game, I got juked. I got owned. I got juked by the picks.
Again, like, I don't know why Neace said he got juked by the picks. Like, it's the picks you want. And obviously Neace is playing pretty bad mechanically here, just like walking up in a way he shouldn't be, but it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's just outplayed. That's what would happen if he got the gank he wanted, by the way, for most of this game. And he dies once again. Top gap, GG. And I think that was the Jarvan who typed that. Or no, it's not the Jarvan. It was probably the mid. I would agree with whoever typed that, to be honest. I mean, again, this just shows that Neace has a brazen lack of critical thinking skills when it comes to like runes, and it comes to matchups.
There's nothing that I did wrong here.
Again, there's nothing that I did wrong here. That's crazy cope coming from Neace.
I don't think I saw their champions either, right? Level 1?
Yeah, he's blaming it on random stuff. He's blaming it on the champions. There's nothing I did wrong here. It's just what champions they had. Bro, you got the best matchup for Tryndamere almost in the game, and you got that upset about it? Like, you should be able to win versus Aurelia early game, mid game, late game, pretty much all the time, unless you can like really play it well and juke you. But it's just crazy cope coming out from Neace. Obviously his team's gaps too. It's not just him, but I'm just looking at a perspective from just Neace here. Because obviously the problem did start with Neace, I would say. Aurelia was 2/0 when there was only 2 kills in the game.
Aurelia's mom immortal. Oh.
Gets hit by another E. I don't think he's dodged like a single E this game. Obviously that's a micro thing though. It's gonna be hard to do. Just letting her hit him for free. Okay, well, J4 probably takes the showdown. Good on J4.
Yeah, I don't think we ever win this.
I can't tell if Neace is talking about the game or his lane here, but obviously Neace had so many opportunities to win his lane, and this is just him continuing to cope. Again, the game may have been a very difficult one, but Neace could be actually doing a lot to contribute to his team. Instead, he did the least of anyone on his team, arguably. Again, this ignorance that Neace has is just part of what makes him a bad coach. Obviously, again, it's mostly just his lying and stuff. But this ignorance, it goes far beyond gameplay issues alone. It's mostly just his ignorance he has and the lack of knowledge, too. Like, this is a showcase of ignorance and lack of knowledge. I mean, thinking that runes matter that much, thinking that matchups are that bad. And look here, he's just completely given up. He's just standing here under this tower saying, we 15 team. And at this point, like, I almost have to agree with him. You made so many mistakes, it's going to be very difficult to come back. You should still play, obviously, if you're going to be, but...
I think people are trying to be too fancy today.
And you can see Neace'S chat is scoping here, saying Irelia is OP despite Tryndamere countering her. People saying that his team's first timing when they aren't, as I showed, and yeah, it's just crazy stuff.
So
he's in the echo chamber. The Neace echo chamber, you could say.
I'm very confused.
He's just obviously given up. He's opened the game after his massive mistakes, saying, don't type, you ganked mid, when the jungler made a perfectly valid call, and Neace threw the bag. He threw the bag right out the window. It's all his fault, but we still have more to get into. He's going to VOD review here, and he is going to say some crazy stuff too. Because again, he is just refusing to accept that this game was at all playable for him when it was most playable for him at a
Yeah, he should have went to top with level 2.
Yep, the jungler not going top level 2 is what really screwed your lane over, despite you having counter matchup and despite you having every opportunity to win and never being.
I'm very confused as to why or how they got in that position, the enemy team.
Maybe some Skarner mid, bro. Look at his chat. They're suggesting crazy stuff.
Like, enemy team was so strong. Like, look at this. This is what I saw.
And again, he's still looking into the issue of which champions there were. Like, again, Neace, you got the best matchup you could hope for. You're against Irelia in a very long lane, which allows you to punish her, but you didn't do that.
Watch this.
It's just truly a mistake. You can absolutely stat sticker with your critical strike chance and higher AD and base everything.
Watch.
And along
There's
with
Irelia, Heimerdinger. That's what I saw. Okay, ready? That's what I saw. Let me see if I'm fucking tripping. Okay? That's what I saw. I'm looking at the scoreboard. I have MR. I have no other reason to believe. Let me see. I could have missed some info somewhere. So I have no reason to know.
And again, he's still going on to this lane issue.
Okay?
That is what he's made VOD review points
crazy.
here. Not the gameplay, the obvious fumbles he made, but it's which lane he should have
all the way
into.
out. There's a Lee Sin on the minimap.
He literally still thinks that's the issue. That's actually pretty mind-boggling to me. Like, actually,
Did I really do anything this badly here?
No, at this point, you want to be
There's
top.
Zoe in mid. I'm all the way up top now, thinking that it's Heimerdinger top. I start moving. Kale doesn't ping that she's rotating. But we're stuck here now, so it's fine. Whatever. I'm stuck here. Okay, cool. Aurelia's pushing.
Yep, and that's what his critical mistake was. He just completely E'd out for some reason.
I ping Jarvan.
Instead of fighting. He pings Jarvan.
I ping Jarvan again.
Has a perfect
I guess I didn't ping
mid,
on him.
but way better than top.
Aurelia's
top
dead if he comes top.
That is not correct, bro. Look at mid and then look at top. Which one's more gankable?
There's no vision.
Jarvan has no way of knowing really which way.
He instead goes to mid.
Yeah, he got her flash. Look at that, right there, flash. Good play by Jarvan. Well played. Here he
runs into Lee Sin.
Okay.
Now Aurelia has 3-wave crash.
Look,
and
not pinging his laner. He somehow got shoved in on the second wave, I believe that was, by an Aurelia. That makes no sense. Like, that should never happen. Like, and even if it does, you should be pinging. Okay. Like, mistakes happen. Just ping at least. He doesn't even seem aware that
I could have pinged Jarvan.
Yes, you should have.
But either way, this game is jacked up now.
It's not either way. Look, the game is literally only 1-0, and the only kill is your own fault, Neace, more than Jarvan's. Okay, way more than Jarvan. It's your own fault, and you're saying the game is jacked up either way, and it's not your fault. It is your fault, Neace.
I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. I have no reason based on what I'm seeing. I have no reason to believe that I'm facing Aurelia.
But you want to be facing Aurelia, Neace. You want to be winning this. Like, you should be trying to.
In my opinion.
This is the carry position.
It's possible, but I have no reason to believe they're doing anything other than Heimerdinger top. I thought what I was facing was that, and I thought, Ash, do you see what I mean? Everything I did here was, like, tactically sound.
No, it's not tactically sound. Not you letting Aurelia get pushed. You not pinging when she misses. You not, like, literally everything you did was untactically sound here. And I don't know why you thinking that it has Heimerdinger top lane means that you can't play versus an Irelia. Like, you can still play versus an Irelia, bro. It's just going to be a little, very little bit harder because of the runes. But that doesn't mean anything. You still have stronger early game runes with lethal tempo and second wind. Both of those are very strong early game runes, and Irelia does not have them.
I don't think there was any. I let Aurelia push because I have MR. I wasn't gonna like stat.
Yep, and that's where his mistake goes
Stick
into.
big dick it.
You should have
early levels.
And if
like,
you didn't, you could pan.
Fuck the game state up.
But like, I'm gonna go into here. I leave a comment somewhere here. Let's see where it is. Okay, so my comment is pretty much right here. I say you should fight her level 1. The armor / MR means almost nothing, and you have stronger early game runes with second wind and lethal tempo. Because second wind and lethal tempo are stronger than what Irelia was running. And with crit, you absolutely can stat stick Irelia. Play this better, you can get the kill push, and she can't invade your jungle, and you could actually have a chance to win, because again, it all snowballs from there. League of Legends is a very snowbally game, like it or not, and you allowed the Irelia to snowball, you allowed your jungle to not be able to snowball, and his inability to think critical is very sad, and it shows what he is as a coach. So look, he is just sitting here, still reviewing, by the way. This is like 5 minutes later. I skipped like 5 minutes here.
Like, you see that?
Refusing to accept his own mistake, and refusing to, or at least just move on. If you're not going to accept your mistake, at least just move on, okay? And then, the comment gets deleted, I think, right there. I get banned.
I'd already sat in top.
Yeah, you want to be top.
Does that make sense?
I don't know
I
why
guess I am
doesn't want to
facing
be
Kale
top
this
here.
game. I should have just popped Ghost and fucking flipped it, dude.
Yeah,
right
you should
at the
have.
beginning.
And look, that's him reading my comment, I believe, saying that he should have fought it here, because obviously I know what I'm doing. When it comes to Irelia, I literally said that in my comment, like, and then he just says, oh, I should have just flipped it, coming from him saying he should have stat stick it there. So he kind of took the idea from my comment, but then got very mad at me and deleted it and banned me. So at the same time, when I actually gave him very solid advice here, I'm trying to help Neace out. But again, this just shows Neace's inability to accept, inability to adapt, and ultimately they are failures as a coach and as a player. And again, I don't think that Neace's micro mistakes, they're not something I really want to point out too much. I tried to do my best to not point them out too much here, because again, when you're a coach, macro matters a little bit more, and also when you're a coach, attitude matters a lot more. And the gameplay is not the main issue I have with Neace. Obviously, my main issues with Neace are him lying, him being a terrible person. He's just a pathological liar, pathological narcissist, and there's so much evidence of that, obviously, as I've went over before, like him lying about Challenger, him lying about like everyday things. Literally half of his tweets, him streaming out, him clout chasing, always trying to put other people's faces in his thumbnails. Like, I know you guys say I do that, but look at Neace, he does that 10 times more, with more famous people than Neace. Again, Neace is not as famous as like Tyler One or The Boss, and yeah, it's just crazy stuff from Neace again. This is just an inside look into the psychology of Neace. I wanted to do this, I don't know, but it's just at the end of the day, it's just a really poor gameplay. And for those of you who care about gameplay, because I know a lot of you do in the comments, this is just proof that, again, obviously everyone has a bad game, but Neace, he's not an insane Tryndamere player. He's not an insane anything player. Like, you have to just accept it for what it is. And when he does make mistakes, like he did this game, like, you have to admit he made mistakes. He got gapped here. He was one of the main catalysts for his team getting gapped too. He just refuses to accept the mistakes he makes. So I'm just gonna end it on that. Let me know what you thought in the comments.